A special design of the ammunition for the Solntsepyok-1A heavy flamethrower systems causes volumetric detonation and a long-lived shockwave, the state-run corporation Rostec has said. As for Solntsepyok, it is useless to play hide and seek. The system's munition has a special design. When triggered, a special charge evenly scatters the thermobaric mixture and simultaneously detonates it. A volumetric detonation occurs, creating a long-lived shock wave that travels much farther than that of a conventional projectile. Such a wave is capable of getting into any passages, gaps and holes, Rostec said. The state corporation specified that the Solntsepyok munition creates a very high temperature, burning everything that can burn. After a salvo of Solntsepyok, the attack squads usually do not encounter any resistance, as there is simply no one capable of fighting, Rostec specified. The TOS-1A Solntsepyok is an upgraded version of the TOS-1 Buratino. The heavy flamethrower system performs missions in close combat and on the line of direct engagement to support for infantry and tanks. The TOS-1A was an updated version of the TOS-1 Buratino, a heavily armored rocket launcher that could launch incendiary and thermobaric rockets, and meant to kill or rush any soft target in its path. It was essentially a 220mm 24-barrel multiple rocket launcher that was mounted on the chassis of a T-72, T-90 main battle tank. The system's first combat tests took place in 1988 and 1989 in the Panjshir Valley during the Soviet-Afghan War. Much like the Byzantine Empire's Greek fire, the Solntsepyok proved to be a terror weapon that caused panic. It has been employed in the ongoing war in Ukraine, where Russian airborne troops have been equipped with the TOS-1A. You are being given a formidable weapon, which has no equal in the arsenals of the collective West, one Russian colonel said in the statement posted by the Defense Ministry, Newsweek reported. According to Russian state media and defense exporter Rostec, the TOS-1A has a maximum range of 5.6 miles and can be combat ready within a minute and a half. The latest TOS-2, Tosachka, heavy flamethrowers are currently undergoing trial tests, the Russian military announced last Friday according to TASS. Heavy flamethrower TOS-2 is one of the newest weapons with the RCBD, Radiological, Chemical and Biological Defense, Troops, Chief of Russia's Chemical, Biological, and Radiation Protection Forces Lieutenant General Igor Kirilov said in an interview with the Russian Defense Ministry's Krasnaya Zvezda newspaper. The pilot batch of the weapons at the issue was delivered to the military this year and it is currently under a trial test. When deployed, thermobaric ordnance is a devastating weapon as it employs oxygen from the surrounding air to generate a high-temperature explosion. Also known as aerosol or vacuum bombs, these can create a massive shockwave followed by a fire cloud where the temperature can reach 2,500 to 3,000 degrees Celsius, 4,500 minus 5,450 Fahrenheit. In addition to certainly killing anyone within the blast radius, the heat from the weapon can cause significant damage to structures and vehicles, igniting any fuels and lubricants, as well as setting off any ordnance. Many targets are essentially vaporized. The The latest report on the TOS-1A Solntsepyok on February 8 said it destroyed long-term shelters of the Armed Forces Ukraine, AFU, in the direction of Kupiansk. According to Izvestia, these included dugouts, observation posts, ammunition depots and provisions of the AFU. As explained above, the weapon is particularly sought for the shockwave created after the blast. A crew member with the call sign, Ural, described the MLRS's utility. This vehicle has proven itself throughout the northern military district as a very effective and powerful weapon. The enemy is terrified of her, Ural said. The thermobaric shells are not so important, but it is the shockwaves, high temperature and pressure, that destroys dugouts or shelters. The TOS-1A can cover an area of 200 square meters. All videos of the TOS-1A in exercises or demonstrations show the rockets falling within a visual distance of under 1,000 meters, suggesting it is a very short-range system. This is unlike other MLRSs like the Uragan, Smerch, HIMARS, or Tornado. Their projectiles disappear over the horizon, meaning they are long-range systems used for standoff strikes in non-line-of-sight distances that travel between ranges of 50 to 70 kilometers. Since the TOS operates in a line of sight within visual range, WVR, strike, it has to come in proximity to the enemy. TOS-1A crews, therefore, often work under the cover of BMP-3s, which accompany flamethrower systems. Motorized infantry armed with electronic warfare equipment, EU, protect combat vehicles from drone attacks. They are also capable of providing fire support in direct clashes with the enemy, the report said. The BMP-3 is now used in our unit for fire support, that is, for moving personnel to a firing position and leaving. The vehicle is very passable and maneuverable and has fairly good speed. We have anti-drone guns. Constant observation of the sky is the most important thing, said the commander of a flamethrower platoon with the call sign Rescuer.